All right, so what'd you come up with? Remember that we have exponents on the 3 and the 2. Exponents are 1, and we're going to distribute this power, right? So we get 3 squared, x to the 4th, y to the 16th, times 2 to the 1st, y to the 6th, z squared. Like bases, there's no x over here in the parentheses, so the x to the 4th stays the same. Y to the 16th, y to the 6th, we want to add those two together and get y to the 22nd. And this becomes z squared. Now, we've got 3 squared, which is 9, and then we can multiply the 9 times the 2 and get 18. Okay, so you should have ended up with 18, x to the 4th, y to the 22nd, z squared. For this guy, same thing, right? Second verse, same as the first. We want to distribute this power. So we get negative 3 to the negative 3rd, a to the negative 6th. I'll make that more of an a instead of a 9. B to the negative 12th. And I'm going to distribute this. So we get 4 squared, a to the 6th, b squared. Now, don't start dropping bases until after you've combined all of your like bases. So do all your combining first before you try to move your bases, okay? So, can we combine? Well, we've got an a here and an a here. So I'm going to add those, a to the 6th, and then, so negative 6 plus 6 is 0. What's a to the 0? I'm going to write it in, then we'll worry about it. A to the 0. Then we have b to the negative 12th, b squared. Add those, and you get b to the negative 10th. And then I'm going to move out front here 4 squared and negative 3 to the negative 3rd. Now, a to the 0 is 1. I'm going to drop down this b because it has a negative exponent, and drop down the negative 3 because it has a negative exponent. And we'll all be left with just 4 squared on the top, negative 3 to the 3rd power in the denominator, and b to the 10th in the denominator. Now multiply out. 4 squared is 16. Negative 3 to the 3rd is negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9. 9 times negative 3, which is negative 27, b to the 10th. Okay? And then we're done. Yeah, getting pretty complicated now. But if you just take them step by step, no problem. It should be no problem. Okay? Same thing. Got a power of 1 here, and we're going to distribute this squared. So we get negative 2 squared. Hate that. Negative 2 squared, x to the 4th, y to the 6th. Then distribute this 3. And we get x to the 3rd, y to the 3rd. Now, with your like bases, we want to add those exponents. We get negative 2 squared, x to the 7th, y to the 9th. And then I can go ahead and multiply out my numerical bases. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And so you end up with that. Okay? Last but not least, number 18. Exponent of 1, exponent of 1. There's a 1 exponent on this x. Maybe it's helpful to write those ones in for right now. And then distribute your 2. So you get 4 squared, x squared, y to the 10th, times 3 to the negative 3rd, x to the negative 12th, y to the negative 6th. But like I said, when you have like bases, go through and add those exponents first. I'm going to move my numerical bases out front. 4 squared times 3 to the negative 3rd. Now, x and x here, I can go 2 plus negative 12 and give me negative 10. I can go 10 plus negative 6 and give me 4. Now move your bases with negative exponents, which is going to include this 3 and this x. So we end up with 4 squared y to the 4th over 3 to the 3rd x to the 10th. And when you multiply out your numerical bases, you get 16 y to the 4th over 27 x to the 10th. Okay? It's a lot, but if you take your time, go one step at a time, you should be able to walk through and get these answers. Okay? Homework out in Canvas. Make sure you get it done.